So Group E is all wrapped up, and goddamn, we were entertained on the last match day. Spain spanking Slovakia 5-0. I did predict them to beat Slovakia, but not by a 5-0 margin. God, man, jeez. Oh, the Spaniards came out of their shells. And I did talk about this last night that they could get better as the tournament go on. And they were pretty lackluster in their first two matches, picking up draws against both Sweden and against Poland. They could have done better. They really could have done better. But I guess they saved the best for the last match day. And what a performance by Luis Enrique and his boys. They come in second in the group, and they will go on to play Croatia, who these teams, recently met, where Spain beat Croatia 6-0. And Croatia did beat Spain 3-2 in the return leg in at home in Croatia. So I really don't know which way that one's going to go, because both teams are clicking at the right time. But we know this Spain team has a lot of quality. It's a young, pretty inexperienced, experimental team, I like to call it. But nevertheless, there is still quality. There's still some experience sprinkled in there with guys like Busquets and Azpilicueta and Jordi Alba, Thiago, and there might be a few other players I'm not mentioning. But even a Laporte making his debut has been around the club scene for a while. So they do have their strengths, and they have shown us what their weakness is. And their weakness throughout the group stage has been finishing in front of goal. We saw Morata even miss a penalty today. Gerard Moreno missed a penalty. And there's been other really, really good chances missed by this Spanish team. But they scored 5. I don't know if the Spain team were really good on the day, or if Slovakia was just damn bad. Because after starting the game so well, that own goal from Dubravka, please help me understand how he managed to punch that ball into the back of his own net. And then Kuchka with the own goal as well, and the defense just switching off every time Spain go forward. So I think Slovakia were just bad. I think after they conceded and their heads began to drop, and Spain just took advantage of that. So very, 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 let's say solid group stage performance. In the end, they should have topped the group though. You're Spain, you should top the group. So they end the group stage on 5 points. They come in second, and as I said, they will go on to play Croatia. So for the Spanish fans, they would hope that the team are gonna get, they're gonna get better as the tournament progresses. But it's gonna be a very, very good round of 16 game between them and Croatia. As for Sweden, let us start. I leave the best for last. I'm gonna do Group E review a little bit different. I'm gonna leave Sweden for last, because Sweden S is a special team. So I'll leave Sweden for last. Let's talk about Slovakia, man. You know what I mean? Bright start to the tournament, picking up a win against Poland, and then they played against Sweden. They weren't too bad, but they succumbed. That was a penalty by Forsberg, I think, and they lost the game. So they needed to not lose by a bad margin, because if they had lost maybe by 1-0, I think they would have stand a chance of going through ahead of Ukraine. I think their goal difference was a +1, if I'm not mistaken. So the fact that they went on to lose 5-0 is like they just lost the plot, man. They really did. Stefan Tarkovic and his boys, they got to go back to the drawing board if he's still going to be in charge of the team. And they got to work things out, because there's World Cup qualifiers, and, there's Nations League in the future, and then there's the next Euros and everything. And they dropped the ball, man. A team that was solid from the start of the group stages, and they just declined as the tournament went on. And I spoke about Spain getting better as the tournament progressed, but Slovakia just got worse. They just got worse, and they're out of the tournament. That's it. Thanks for coming. Better luck next time. Some quality in the team still, but overall, in the end, very poor. Very, very poor. In terms of Poland, who also will not move on to the next round. Poland is Robert Lewandowski. Sorry to say, Polish fans watching this, but the team is Robert Lewandowski. He scored all Poland, well, with the exception of one scored by Linetti. He scored the goals that really mattered for Poland at this tournament. Well, they lost the game anyway, but you get the point. They fought back. They fought back. The draw against Spain, and then coming back from 2-0 down, we see the quality of the man. Two very, very good goals. Just his movement on and off the ball had the Spanish defense worried. He had the Swedish defense in a whole spot of bother, and almost pulled off a comeback, a heist there for Poland in the end. But it wasn't enough. They had to commit too many bodies forward, chasing the game, trying to get that winning goal against Sweden, and they left themselves open at the end there, and Clausen put the icing on the cake for the Swedes to make it 3-2, and out of the tournament goes Poland. So let me double back and let me just say, Poland, they are Robert Lewandowski. If Robert Lewandowski doesn't get the service, Poland doesn't get the results. And it proves that even if he gets the service, they still don't get the results, because overall the team is not good enough. The team is simply not good enough. They need some more players to step up. And you saw in the game with the fight back, players stepped up and they almost pulled it off. But then the defense went to sleep. You see what I'm saying? So, Poland, man, yeah, expected a little better. I think I did predict them to get out the group as a best third place team, but it didn't. So, very, very disappointing tournament. And last but not least, Sweden. Guys, if you saw that I got a little distracted, I had a scam likely call coming in on my phone, and I'm like, oh my God, these frauds, man. You see what I'm saying? But Sweden were far from frauds at this tournament. They have been the real deal. Top in the group, and they will go on to play Ukraine in the round of 16. And they almost went on to play Croatia, but because of the heroics at the end there, some brilliant counter-attacking football by the Swedes, they will now play Ukraine, and they missed that Croatia match just by the skin of their teeth. And I think they would fancy playing Ukraine over playing Croatia right now. Seriously. Ah, boy. Ooh, that would have been one kg affair. But I think the Ukraine-Sweden matchup would be a better prospect for the Swedes. And how lucky are Ukraine, though? 3 points, they have a -1 goal difference, pardon me, and they scraped through. They scraped through. So Sweden, I think with this draw, they can get far. They can get very far. Quarterfinals, whoever they meet, they would give them a test. But they have to get past Ukraine first. But overall, Sweden has been the best team in the group. The points tally tell the story. But the way they play, the pragmatic approach that Jan Anderson takes, they have been the best team. That draw against Spain, both teams had chances, clear-cut chances. Spain with more of the chances, but you got to give Sweden the credit there for keeping that 0-0. And then against Slovakia, picking up that narrow victory, still didn't concede a goal at the tournament. And then Emil Forsberg with those two brilliant goals to take it to 2-0. But then they conceded twice. And you can't really blame Sweden for conceding those 2 goals against Lewandowski, because it's Lewandowski. You see what I'm saying? The man just broke Gerd Muller's record that stood for freaking ages. So you can't blame Sweden, the defense like that, because it was just a genius of Robert Lewandowski that almost undid the great work that they had done up in the game up until then. But the Swedish team mixed with a lot of experience, man. A lot of experience, man. I'm telling you, they have so much experience. It's like these guys know each other. Their kids probably know each other. Their wives probably know each other. And when I say no, I don't mean just, hey. They know each other. You see what I'm saying? So, it's a very difficult team to break down. A few changes were made in this match, freshen up the team a bit. Sweden, they controlled the game, but Poland fought back well. But you got to give Sweden the props for just withstanding it, soaking up whatever pressure, conceding the goal, but still fighting back in the end to pick up the victory. It just shows you what metal the team is made of. A very strong one. And they will go on to face Ukraine. I like the way I like this Swedish team. I really do. Alexander Isak, he looked good today, but it wasn't his best game. Forsberg, the man of the match, of course. But I like what Dejan Kulusevski, we've been talking about Kulusevski, man. Look at that run he made for that second Forsberg goal. Oh my God. Woo! You unleashed Kulusevski, Isak, along with Forsberg, maybe Quazon. Oh my God. What a prospect in the round of 16. The round of 16 is looking good. And for match day 3, it actually put the icing on the cake for Group E, because it wasn't the most exciting group at all, but we had 2 really good results today where we saw 10 goals on the day. Like, are you not freaking entertained? Are you not entertained? 10 goals on the day. We have Group F games coming up a bit later, about an hour from now. And then later on, I'll be live. So make sure you tune into the live streams. Okay, guys, I'll be live every day. Euro 2020 matches are played. Thanks very much for the support. This is just my review of Group E. And I want you to share your thoughts in the comment section down below as well. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you like it. And for everybody, have a great. Until next time. Peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.